It is 6:23 on February 18th. I'm calling the Veterans Affairs Committee to order. Tonight's meeting will be conducted in accordance with Governor Baker's executive order, with councilors participating both remotely and in the chamber. So we will start with a roll call of the Veterans Affairs Committee. Councilor Orem?
Councilor Orem is present.
Councilor Perlman?
Councilor Perlman is present.
All right, and I am present in the chamber. Also joining us remotely is Councilor Doucette, Councilor Roby, and we are also joined by Jason Grossfield, the city solicitor, and our veterans agent, Mike Hennessy. In the chamber, we are joined by Council President Ossing, Councilors Landers, Irish, and Dumas, and Mayor Vigent. All right, we have one item on the agenda tonight, and that is order number 21-100-8182. Communication from Mayor Vigent requesting renewal of intermunicipal agreement between the City of Marlborough, the Town of Sudbury for Veteran Services pursuant to Master General Law, Chapter 40, Master General Law 115, agreement in proper form as prepared by City Solicitor Grossfield. Mayor, I was going to read the letter that you submitted, but if you would prefer to give a quick overview.
I'm just shutting this off so I don't interfere with the meeting at all. It's not as easy as it used to be. But if you
Please.
want to read it, or do you want me to go right into it?
Why don't you go right into it? It seems a little silly to read a letter from you while you're sitting right there.
Okay. Well, you know, we've been doing this agreement now with Sudbury now since 2013. It's been working real well. When Gary Brown was the vets director, he came to us and approached us about doing something similar to this. It's great to help out one of our neighbors. It was giving us some administrative time at that point. The good thing is our vets agent now, Mike Hennessy, is able to do the administrative stuff himself, but we actually have a second agent, veterans agent over there. He's over there part-time, and the shared services really work well. And with that, I'd open up to the vets agent, Mike Hennessy. I know he's on with us tonight. Mike, do you have anything you want to add? You're the one that deals with it every day.
No, sir. Don't have anything to add at this time. It's a great relationship. We have a very, very capable, long-tenured veteran agent in Sudbury, in Stanley Spear. And Stan was a resource for me when I was onboarding for the city, and we have a great working relationship, and I hope to continue it.
Great. Thank you, Mike. Mayor, do you have any further comments before we open it
No,
up?
again,
Okay.
it's a pretty simple agreement.
Yep.
It's not big and lavish. It's just pretty simple. It's just intermunicipal agreement to actually allow us to do the service.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. And I should also note, I spent some time talking with Mike. We have a great resource here in the city in Mike Hennessy, and has done a great job. He's got a great reputation with our veterans community, and we're working with Stan. I know Stan does as well over in Sudbury, so I think this has been working out really well. I do want to also note that I spoke with the president of the Veterans Council, Wayne Stanley, who's also supportive of the extension of this agreement. Before we open it up, 2 questions and comments from the committee. Just want to note, most of this is, I'm sure people have the former agreement or the present agreement as well as the new one. And it looks very much the same. Where it differs is there is an increase in the amount of money that Sudbury will be paying to the city of Marlborough, as well as some provisions that allow an updated evaluation of the assessment to make sure that the operation continues to work smoothly. Aside from that, it is pretty similar to the current intermunicipal agreement. So with that, I will open up to questions from either member of the committee.
Mr. Chairman?
Councilor Orem.
Thank you. A couple questions. The first question is the percent of time that Mr. Hennessy has to spend in Sudbury versus Marlborough, and are there certain days he's in Marlborough versus other days he's in Sudbury? And secondly, the part-time agent in Sudbury, is he available to us if, say, Mike had to go on vacation or any leave? I was just curious how that works.
Mr. Hennessy, why don't you jump in on that?
Yes, Mayor. Counselor, Pre-COVID, I was spending 1 day in Sudbury. Since COVID has started, Sudbury has essentially been closed. We are still providing services. We have approximately 4 Chapter 115 recipients in Sudbury. And as needed, I do go over to Sudbury to either help out the veteran agent over there, to sit in on meetings. Lately, it's been recertification, so I have been spending more time in Sudbury. But that is of my own nature. It wasn't a need. It was just to help with services and to get to know some of the veterans I service over there as, again, because of COVID, they are closed. So you cannot go into Town Hall, either building for Sudbury. So it's nice to be there. And as far as Stan's availability, Stan has filled in from time to time when I was on vacation a couple of weeks ago. However, I do have a city-issued cell phone. I am available to everybody, veterans, city staff, city councilors, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week via my cell phone. And because of COVID, we have a lot more resources now, and a lot of the issues can be handled through telephone and internet.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I may, I just will comment now and say sounds like a very good arrangement, especially allows Mr. Hennessy to have a backup, which I think is very important. That's where these mutual agreements actually are very good. And secondly, I'm glad to hear Marlborough's getting 4 days out of the week of service, since we're a much larger community. So I'm very impressed, and I see Councilor Perlman's got her hand up. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Councilor Oram. Councilor Perlman.
Thank you, Chair Navin. And I similarly just want to echo my appreciation to Agent Hennessy for all of his hard work, and was really pleased to see this agreement be moving forward. One of my questions is regarding the scope of the veterans community in terms of population size. So I don't know if Mr. Hennessy could speak to how large the veterans community is in Sudbury, and then how large it is compared to Marlborough, just for those who might be curious, myself included.
Counselor, my last count was approximately 5,000 for the city of Marlborough. I do not have one for Sudbury, an accurate one. If I had to do a guess based on some of the numbers I saw, it's right around 1,000. It's pretty comparable to what I had when I was the veterans agent in Rentham.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And no further questions. And I see Councilor Roby has her hand raised as well.
Yep. Thank you, Councilor Perlman. And I will note and echo Mike's comment about not only is he available 5 days a week, but there have been plenty of weekends since he has started here with the city that I have had. Not always a pleasure, because if someone's calling somebody on a Saturday or a Sunday, it's because something has gone wrong. But he's always been a great resource and been helpful to reach out to make sure we know, where help is needed. So I can certainly echo those comments. And with that, we'll start with other members of the council, with Councilor Roby.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I too echo the comments on the good work that has been done by the current director and the former, regarding their relationship with Sudbury, and I'm glad that this is continued. My question is on the specifics. The order says that we have a copy attached, and what I see attached is an old one and then one that has on its first page, first line, blank on the day and blank on the date in 21. But on page 2, it says that the terms are from July 1st of 2020 until June 30th of 2021. That means this expires in 2 months. So is that wrong, or will we have to start this all over again in 2 months?
Well, we'll have to start it over again. We were going back and forth with the town of Sudbury in trying to come up with this agreement. It wasn't until halfway through the year that we all realized that the original agreement had expired, so we started going back and forth, and it was really small things. It wasn't like the town of Sudbury was, putting up roadblocks or anything. It was just time through. It wasn't making it to the top of the pile, I guess. But yeah, we'll just. And my guess is, come July 1st of this year, it'll be a very quick, extension. That's all. Our new solicitor has looked at it, so this is his first shot at it. he wanted to make some tweaks in there, and with the second one, it'll be a lot easier.
Mayor, hi, this is Jason.
Oh, there you go.
Nope, can you hear me? Through the, Mr. Chair, through the chair, just to echo the mayor's comments to Councilor Roby. So this IMA, once it's in place, it will have a retroactive period to July 1, 2020. But going forward, what will happen is the district board, which is the mayor and or the mayor's designee, and the town manager of Sudbury or his or her designee, they will be able to extend the agreement on an annual basis and apportion the costs on an annual basis.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. Any other questions or comments from the council?
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry if I may, just to clarify, does that mean it would not have to come back to the council, but the mayor could just automatically extend this?
It would not have to come back to the council, but it would have to have an extension on it.
Any other questions or comments from the council?
Mr. Chairman,
Councilor Orm,
motion to approve as presented.
a motion has been made and seconded to approve as submitted. We will now take a roll call. Councilor Pearlman.
Councilor Pearlman votes yes.
Councilor Orm.
Councilor Orem votes yes.
And Councilor Navin votes yes. That was the one item on the agenda. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Councilor Pearlman.
Motion has been made and seconded to adjourn. Councilor Pearlman.
Councilor Pearlman votes yes.
Councilor Orem.
Councilor Orem votes yes.
And Councilor Navin votes yes. We are adjourned at 6:34. Thank you, everybody.